Hello, this is Kylie J.N.S. and I do want to cover this topic real quick. Matter of fact, happy Christmas Eve for those who celebrate. Um, I hope you guys are having a great holidays, a great Christmas and bringing in the New Year's. Um, I used to really go hard on Christmas, man. I used to really go so hard for Christmas. But I just haven't for the last 2 years. I just haven't had that oomph. Honestly, for the last 3 years, like Christmas vibe just don't feel the same. Krampus. I'm speaking in code. The Krampus and the Saint Nick and all that. But I hope you guys are really enjoying the holidays. Nonetheless, I still like to be in a good mood and shit. Even though I've kind of been off the Christmas vibe. Um, but I'm happy, to bring in the New Year's and whatnot. I'm thinking I want to do probably a nice little tarot reading for predictions for 2024. Just do it live, for you guys and have the Celtic spread laid out so you guys can we can review a the predictions for 2024. Some of the things that I think that would be nice. I was thinking about doing that, so I most likely would do it. Don't hold me to it, but I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I want to talk about obviously this viral story with the Simone Biles and her baby. Um, and I want to be very delicate around this situation because this is actually someone's relationship, right? And so that I keep that in mind. I'm giving commentary, public commentary on things that are obviously out there in the public stratosphere. So um, I want to talk more about the implications of black women and black men's relationship dynamics in terms of disrespect, whether perceived or real, as well as how we even approach the lens through which we even view a relationship, in connection, in love, in being. And so I want to talk about something much deeper. Yeah, it's going to be a little salacious, but I really want to, you know, um, take that from the level of just these two individuals, just Simone and Jonathan, and elaborate more on the broader community in terms of, because we see this stuff all the time. Like, this is not the first time stuff like this has made public awareness. And so, what can we say about this? Like, how do you guys see it? Me personally, I do think that there's this habit of black people in a relationship trying to belittle one another or play down the essence of the person that they're with. Like, always this one up energy with black people in their relationships, whether it's coming from the black woman to the black man or the black man to the black woman. It goes both ways. I see it all the time. We see it play out in the public sphere all fucking time. And then even with our own anecdotal levels in terms of what we see in our families, with our cousins, with our aunts, so let's just review, what he said objectively. And so he was giving his story about like how they first met, and objectively, there's nothing wrong with what the way what the facts of what transpired in terms of she went in his DMs, she drove out to see him. That's just objectively what happened, right? Like, if that's what happened, that's what happened. Like, she thought he was handsome. He is very handsome. So she wanted to see what he was about. Found out he's an athlete and whatnot, and just like her, and so she appreciated that. Is there anything wrong with that? No, obviously not. But then to me, it goes left. It's like he tries to like go out of his way to feel superior to her, to put her beneath him. He goes into, I didn't know who she was, and I'm the prize, and she came to see me. It's all about me. It was just this ego driven dialogue that I just was getting from it. Like, okay, so why did he have to play her down like that? It just reeked of insecurity to me. It just reeked of this energy of where you have to try to put your woman beneath you, while you got a one up in a relationship because of probably some blatant insecurity, some sort of ego, whatever. And black women do this to black men as well. It's like they gotta throw their weight around in a fucking relationship, and that to me is odd. I find that odd. And then black people, and this could be in other communities. I'm not just gonna put the jacket on the Black American community. I can only speak for my motherfucking community because that's the only community I deal with. I'm sure it happens in white folk and Asian folk, Latino, whatever. I'm sure it's happening there too. But I'm just dealing with my community. But I always see Black American community wanting to view, and Africans as well, wanting to view the relationships through the lens of domination, through this lens of belittling, through this lens of a one-up, a competition where you're deriving your status or your value from shit that really don't matter in the matrix, like shit that's really not dealing with the essence and being of true love, of compassion. Like when we talk about, I was one of these black men's, the black men's, they like to astral project in my fucking dreams all the time. And they one of the black men's just last week came and said, let's discuss what love is. I want to talk to you about love. What is your definition of love? And that was really like, damn, like, well, how do you know what love is? Like, how do you know when you see it, when you feel it? Like, what's the characteristics? Like, we always talk about being in this love vibration, a love frequency, love, love, love. And I was really had to think about that. I was literally like in the astro realm, like we literally were having this conversation. I'm really thinking hard too. Like, well, for me, love would be trust, compassion. I'm thinking of like, this, and then when he was like, well, what about like love in a relationship versus love for yourself? Like, how does that look like? The love for yourself. Like, how do you know that you love yourself? And what's the difference between the love for the self versus the love in the agape sense, just for like love for family, love for friends, and then the love for your motherfucking spouse? So I was really thinking about that. And I'm like, well, generally, if we're thinking about like the love frequency, even if when in a relationship, that's kind of more easier. You have obviously trust, compassion, faithfulness, contentment, a peace of mind, tranquility of the mind when you're with that person. And so I was really thinking about that. And then he's like, well, what does it look like if it's love for the self? And I was just thinking, like, would you be still able to say, it's trusting yourself? And this person had told me, trust yourself one time. And so I thought that was really interesting to really think about, like, okay, this vibration of love. You talk about you got to stay in the love frequency, love conquers all, love is God is love. And, and that's beautiful. It sounds good, but it's like, okay, like, well, like how do what's that actual description of that frequency? And really in a relationship, it becomes, I would say, even beyond words. Like sometimes you can't really express that. Love feels good. We all know that it's supposed to be a release of motherfucking dopamine, increase of serotonin in your damn brain. That's all. If you really want to talk about it, you feel happy. You feel good. And so when we talk about, when we start to get into the dysfunction elements of it, that ain't no motherfucking love. Or it can become toxic love. Sometimes you feel these bondages, you be in these karmic tied relationships where you're supposed to be learning lessons and gaining wisdom through the relationship, even though it's like sometimes we talk about a soulmate. Soulmate is not always hunky-dory. Sometimes your soulmate is literally there to teach you some very powerful life lessons, and the shit go awry. And you love that person to death. You love them. You feel like you can't. But it's be some toxic shit sometimes. I'll be going through dysfunctional shit, and sometimes that do be a karmic relationship, a karmic soul tie. Sometimes y'all agreed to meet up in that lifetime, and it be some fuckery. Things ain't what it once was in the previous lifetime. It happens, but black people, they want to view the relationship through the domination, through this belittling. Like they it's like, to me, that's why I can never get with that mimicking of the Western power structure. You'll never convince me that they figured out some way that's superior to our own historic ways, before colonization, before slavery, before patriarchy. Like, you'll never convince me otherwise. Never. I know too much. I know for a fact that the way we treat each other is horseshit. It's ridiculous. And we see it all the time and time again. And I just don't understand, like, there's a difference between the love. It's like you being with a person and you married to that motherfucker, right? Y'all fucking, you eating each other's ass, eating each other's pussy, sucking dick, swapping DNA. Yeah, I'm getting graphic, forgive me. if you're gonna get graphic. And the only thing you could think of to do in a public sphere is to try to belittle the person you are with. Whether that been Kiki and her guy, how people felt about that, JT and her nigga, Tiana Taylor and her nigga, and what's it? What's this? John Simone Biles and Jonathan. It's always Future and Sierra, 50 Cent. Was it Bow Wow with who? We always see this common thread of dysfunction, and maybe that's just celebrity shit, right? Like maybe celebrities are just already fucked up in the head. Maybe a lot of these niggas be MK Ultra, so we really can't even look at to them as the beacon of love, of which we would aspire to anyways, right? A lot of us need to be looking to our damn grandparents that live in the South, that been on the damn farms for 70 years with each other. That type of thing. Been together for 70, 80 years. If your best frame of reference, perhaps, and that can be even dysfunctional, right? But perhaps could be your closest, your family, in terms of seeing some positive functioning relationships. That's not based on domination. That's not based on belittling, trying to one up in a fucking competition. I don't understand how you could be married to someone and you get so intimate to them where you swapping damn DNA. And the only thing you could think of to do is to come to the forefront and try to play somebody down. Here's the thing with Simone Biles. Simone Biles is literally, I don't think you guys saw that document, and I hope maybe somebody is passing it around, but they be scientists are baffled by what this woman could do. They literally they be putting her body, they be doing the graphs. They put it, how you put somebody's body image in the computer and you try to study, really, really study how do they do what they do scientifically, because literally she defies physics. I hope you guys know that. She literally defies galactic laws, with her body, the stuff she can do as a species, whether it was the gymnastic, but literally her gift. That's her God-given gift, is to be able to do all these damn flips or whatever. But I will never forget watching this art. I was watching the art. There was an article on it, and then there was a documentary, just a clip that they did on her, showing they was yo, we don't understand how this woman is able to do the stuff she's able to do. There's literally no gymnast that can do what she can do. There's no other athlete that can do what she can do. Her body does things that is otherworldly. She's probably a fucking alien. Who knows? But it's she's an amazing athlete. And to try to say her status doesn't matter, that doesn't matter because in a relationship, the male is the provider. You are out of your rabbit mind. No, it doesn't work that way. No. Simone Biles is an amazing athlete. Jonathan Majors. Oh, is his name Major? Oh, no, it's not Majors. Jonathan. Oh, God, I got the Jonathan. I really don't remember. Jonathan Owens, I believe. He's a good athlete. Let's be real. Let's be real. And I'm not trying to play him down. I'm just saying objectively, why is he acting like he's not with a stellar being? Regardless of race, regardless of, this woman literally is an amazing, amazing number one in the world athlete as far as the gymnastics. Number one in the world with gymnastics. Now imagine if somebody pulled that shit with Michael Jordan. Imagine if, it's Michael Jordan and his girl, right? Or let's see, I'm trying to think of who else. Or Michael Jackson. Imagine Michael Jackson in Thriller, right? And it's some girl that he got with him. And the girl just they together on an interview, and the girl just go, he was in my DMs, and he was in my, and he's choosing me, and he flew out to see me, and I'm the prize, and I'm not this. Y'all would have a fit. Y'all would be like, why is she playing him like he not that nigga? Why is she treating him like he not Michael Jackson? It will be the same exact thing. It's why couldn't you say we are both the prize? I got lucky, with her. She got lucky with me. Even if he really think he's a good guy, because on paper, what's he for him, he says he ain't got no kids. He proposed to her. He decided to marry her. He's an NFL. He has a $1.6 million contract with the NFL as a bench warmer. Ain't nothing wrong with being a bench warmer. You sit your ass down and you get paid $1.6 million. I don't think nobody gonna complain about that. What's wrong with that? It's niggas that's working 60 hours a week, 40 hours a week, and only getting $2,000 a month, $3,000, $4,000 a month. So ain't nobody scoffing at that. People try to say, oh, you're just a bench warmer for the NFL. Shit, it still takes a considerable amount of athletic skills to get to the NFL, first off. And if they about to pay you 1.6 mil to sit on the motherfucking bench, shit. Sign me up. Where they do that at? I don't see nothing wrong with it. But let's be real. She make way more money than him. She has more star power than him. Now, that doesn't make him less of a man. That doesn't take away from his manhood just because she made more than him, or just because, you know what I mean? Like, to me, I don't see it that way. I don't judge humans by the things they can accumulate as a litmus test of their value. That, to me, I can't wrap my head around that. I know a lot of other humans do that. That's like the average, American thinks that way. I just can't. I just find it a odd way to view the world. But I would say, her status does matter. Anybody's status. If you're going to get, and we talk about status, we're talking about, again, much deeper than just material things you accumulate, and as like far as like degrees and all this stuff. But status in terms of pedigree, and status in terms of what the person is about, what their characteristics is about, and their natural gifts. When I think about status, I'm thinking about natural characteristics that you attracted to, natural gifts that person have that you can pass on to your fucking children. All of that, of course, matters. Her natural gift is her Olympian skills, her Olympian level gymnastic Titan ass skills. Let's be real. And to say that a woman's status don't matter as far as what they do and what they can bring to the table, it absolutely does matter. I can't believe it was a black man up there saying that her status don't matter because it's the black man it's the man that provides anyway. So if the man is providing, we don't care about your status or what you got or what you can do. Well, you better care. Why do you think your relationships look the way they look now? 37% marriage rate, 72% out of wedlock rate. Y'all constantly complaining about hood rats and single mothers and all this shit. Where's all the provisions around here? You said that the man is supposed to provide. Yeah, that may be true. Okay, I'll buy it. I'll buy into it. Where I don't see a lot of provisions being made around here. Then we talk about the income disparities and the racial wealth gap that Black Americans have to deal with. Why y'all acting like y'all just balling out here? I'm talking about the women and the men. Now black women and black women, black men and black women, each of you niggas make 6 figures a year, and y'all balling, and y'all got $200,000 houses a piece. This is how y'all carry on acting. This is how y'all act. And I'm looking, I know with my eyes, y'all ain't got it like that. We ain't got it like that. And it ain't nothing wrong with that. They don't take from our value. That doesn't take from our spirit. Y'all let this Maya realm and this material realm dictate your value and success. And then when you don't get it, now you feel low about yourself. That's not how you look. That's not how you view the world. And so in that sense, Jonathan is correct to feel himself be prideful about who he is as a man, sure. But you don't go and play down your woman and make it seem like I ain't know who she was and she ain't. Come on. No, you don't do that. You don't feel the need to try to project your insecurities or whatever that was. And I don't care what nobody say. We all dealt with that. I've dealt with that with Black men. Trying to just play me down, gotta go out of there, desperate to belittle their woman. Y'all always like to say, oh, Mr. Seeley ain't do all that, and you get mad and say, y'all talk about the Mr. Seeley treatment, and say, oh, that ain't true, Black men don't do that. No, of course not all Black men do it, but I know that some of you niggas is out here giving women Mr. Seeley treatment or try to enact some type of pimparchy relationship dynamic in a fucking relationship. It's ridiculous. Why is you looking through a relationship through the lens of domination? And yes, Black women do that shit too, but it's a lot of Black women, they niggas too. They want to put a nigga beneath them. And they like to throw their degrees around. They'll throw their 6-figure jobs around, and the niggas maybe blue collar or whatever, and she'll throw that around and try to bitch a man around, and think that she's justified in that. And that shit ain't cool either, because that's not love. That's not being love. That's just not compassion and contentment and tranquility of the mind when you with another person if you're trying to dominate them or trying to belittle them of any kind. Why would you fuck somebody that you got to try to put beneath you? I would never do that. I can't understand that. I can't. I won't allow it to be done to me. And I would not want my partner to allow it to be done to them. No way. No way. And so when I see that shit, I see that shit all the time. And a lot of times the black woman, she feels like, okay, if she's making a lot more money than the nigga, she ain't really gotta, she'll date somebody that's literally beneath her pay grade in terms of like asset wise. She'll do it purposely because she feels like it's gonna keep him in the house more. It's gonna she can kind of boss him around a little bit more. She can kind of get away with stuff more. He'll be more likely to deal with her bullshit, so she ain't got to be on game, and be at the top of her level in terms of the dating market itself. So she'll go and purposely go. She'll make six figures, graduated from Harvard, whatever. And again, I'm not saying that all of these things matter or they don't matter, but I'm saying it's a part of the status. It's a part of the assets that you bring to a relationship. And she'll go and literally get somebody, some nigga out of prison. Literally somebody out of prison. Get pregnant, whatever. It's dysfunction and toxicity everywhere. But she wields her status around that and tries to use it to literally downplay him. I've seen it. And then he acts up and then he sees it and see the disrespect, feels disrespected, feels subconsciously, that she ain't really respecting him in his manhood. He gonna go out and he taking that money out of the account. We've seen this. We've heard stories of niggas swiping women's accounts clean and taking care of a hoe that ain't got nothing, that's on welfare, and he going to take care of her baby or take care of her. The woman that don't have much of nothing, but is making him feel more like a man, making him feel more appreciated. It happens all the time. So I know that it's both of you niggas that's doing this stuff. Now, obviously, Simone and her man, that they not on that extreme of a level. I don't think it's that extreme. But I'm just talking about the broader implications of this would cause such a fervor and such a viral story and such a trigger for the men and the women. It's very triggering. Because now you got the men trying to justify what he did, and they acting obtuse like they can't see nothing wrong with what he possibly could have done. Because they are very desperate to dominate this black woman. They want this black woman beneath them. And so that's what I really don't like that shit. I really don't respect that people do that to one another. I just don't understand how you gonna be fucking somebody that much and be married to somebody that intimate, so where you are sucking their dick, eating their pussy, swapping spit, swapping cum juices, and the first thing that y'all get out to do is to try to one up with your status, one up with your money, one up with trying with even just belittling somebody. Oh, I ain't know who she was. It's always that stuff with black women. I don't know who she was. She, this thing of wanting this divine feminine beneath you so bad. You ain't learned in 1,000 years that shit didn't work. Look at where black melanated folks are at globally. Look at what happened since y'all tried to do this, since the overthrow of the Queen Mothership. And y'all could try to kill me. Y'all could try to blackball, whatever. This shit is real. We are literally in a new vanguard, a new age. And y'all still, it's like y'all want to hold on with kung fu death grips to that narrative of domination of women just because they're women. What the fuck? It's like the complete ignorance, the just ignore all of the facts, all of the spiritual sciences, all of the metaphysics. It's just like y'all would deny your own history, deny every esoteric teaching of y'all books, of melanated people's books, the objectivity of science itself. It's like, it's so disturbing that black people do that. It's like, what is wrong with y'all? I'm not saying you got to simp or placate to women. A lot of women be on bullshit. They do. So I'm not saying you got to deal with a woman in her toxic ways. I'm not saying that, but to go into a relationship where y'all got to feel like y'all got to one up one another, it's always got to be some type of battle. It's always got to be some type of competition. That ain't no motherfucker. Nah, that's toxic. That's ridiculous. You get with one another through love or through strategy. Sometimes, it be a lot of strategy before you decide to commit to someone. It's not always just limerence. The limerence stage lasts about 6 months. Have that increase of serotonin and dopamine for that 6 months. Enjoy that shit. Love, that feeling of love when you first get intoxicated with someone, or infatuated rather. That infatuation stage don't last forever, so you need something stronger to anchor the relationship long term. That could be the actual characteristics that you fall for. That's where status comes in. After the limerence and infatuation stage and the passion stage, you're gonna need, what else is it gonna be to keep your ass committed, to keep your ass invested in a relationship? Yeah, you're going to, their status is going to come into play. What they can bring to the table, their assets, their characteristics, something long term. And Simone Biles and her $16 million and her star power and her ability to do things that no other athlete in the fucking world can do, no other human. Yeah, that's her status, and it matters. It absolutely matters. This woman will eventually give birth. This woman will eventually have to bring in more money, more endorsements, more things, more creations for them. Come on. Of course her status matters. He ain't just get with no motherfucking bum. If that's the case, if it's all about taking care of a woman and providing for the woman and status don't matter, why he ain't get one of them broke ass bitches? Why he ain't get one of them broke ass women that look good but they don't bring nothing to the table then? No, he went and got the best of the motherfucking best, got on his knee for the best of the motherfucking best, which was Simone Biles. And so he needs to acknowledge that. And she can't try to sun him and downplay him. She can't try to do that. Now, even if she got more money than him and more star power, how she gonna get with him and then try to downplay him? So I agree with her not downplaying her man or making it seem like he's beneath her, because that's not what you do in any relationship. I don't think she should do that. Like, oh yeah, you do it. But he ain't gotta stun on her either. I don't think that what he did was right. I don't. I think that him telling a story objectively of how they met, I don't see nothing wrong with that. She came to see me. She came in my DM. She wanted me, and so I said, okay, I like you too. I like the way you look, whatever. I found out who you are. I found out you're actually Simone Biles. Come on, that nigga did that shit. Yo, come on, stop fronting. Stop fronting. He absolutely said that to himself once he Googled her, found out. Let's say he really didn't know. Maybe he didn't. They probably young as fuck. Who knows? A lot of whatever. But let's say he go and found that out and saw all of that. Oh, he said, "Let me go get the ring. Let me go get the ring. Jackpot. Hey. I mean, he probably was thinking that in his motherfucking head. I know he was. He ain't got to say it out loud. Come on." Because I sure would have been if I was a guy and it was reversed. I'm just thinking if it was me, or if it was just, I looked up like that. Oh, I sure would have been thinking that in my head, and not on no opportunist trying to, I don't think it was an opportunist type of thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna, I don't think it was like that. I just think that this is the assets and the status that a person has that you want to be with, that you want to merge yourself with. There's nothing wrong with that. And so status, a female status, absolutely matters. Their family, their pedigree, where they come from, what they do, what they about, their mouthpiece, their talking points, their ability, their nurturing capabilities, how they make you feel, all of that matters. Are they capable of taking care of fucking children? Are they intelligent to hold things down if shit go awry? Like, that matters. If shit go awry, okay, we all know the NFL, and we all know we talk about the $40 million slaves all the time. That 1.6 mil could go in the flash. Why would he get with a bum ass chick that ain't got shit, that don't know shit? Okay, you said status don't matter, her education don't matter, what she do don't matter, what she about don't matter. It's like, come on, and he go get with some random ass woman, and then when that 1.6 mil is gone, because he got with somebody with big titties, fat ass, juicy booty, pretty face, and he get that 1.6 mil is going, that bitch is on to the next nigga, the next baller. Okay, your 1.6 mil contract is up, nigga. It's all spent. I spent it all up, and yeah, I'm going on to the next. I'm taking my baby daddy. You pay child support. But this is what these women. I've seen it. I've literally seen it. I've seen niggas get with. I've seen it myself. And then as soon as that money dry up, the bitch is gone. This is how it goes. And so he was right to say, you know what? As a calculating man, to say, you know what? Woman got 16 mil, and their shit go down. You know, she got able to hold it down. She's able to teach open up a whole gymnastic school to teach other children how to do the gymnastic thing with her accolades, with her status. Of course, it matters. It matters. Something happened. Okay, we gonna get their little hustle on. We're gonna open a little studio. We're gonna have some students in here. She's gonna teach them gymnastics, and they're gonna pay and charge top dollar to be trained by the number one motherfucking athlete in the world. That's money coming in right there. She's gonna do some commercials on the ESPN, go get a job at ESPN, anything. He good. That's an asset. Her status motherfucking matters. You don't ever get up there and say a woman's that don't matter. Your education don't matter. Come on with that Kevin Samuels bullshit. No. Stop that. Come on, because you niggas know that you value the power of what this woman can do. Of any woman. You would be looking at that. And so he's looking at this as an investment. That's why he got on his knee and said, you know what? And married her. He ain't no stupid man. So I just don't appreciate him trying to downplay her like she not that bitch. Like she not a catch herself. Okay, if he said, I'm the prize, I'm the prize because she like me, I'm a catch too. But I got the prize too. We got each other. We both the motherfucking prize. Boom. Okay, nobody should be complaining. No, that story wouldn't even fucking went viral. Nobody would have cared about that shit. Nobody would have cared about that. But it was the downplaying. It was the belittling of the black woman. A special, talented black woman. And everybody got gifts. Males and females have gifts. And again, you guys want to say, oh, it's the feminists coming out to drag the black man. Oh my gosh. No, it's not even about that. Because it's plenty of women that do the same shit to men. That want to downplay the divine masculine, want to downplay the man that they with. Want to sun them. Want to use their leverage of status and degrees, whatever, over their fucking head. And that shit's not cool. Because how could you, I understand, the love thing. A lot of people don't marry for love. A lot of people don't get with people for love. But it should be a part of the ingredients of that relationship. Even if it's not the foundation, I think it should be the foundation. I think you can start. I think you can grow in love with someone too. I think that love can grow as well, even if it's not the foundation. But when you think of commitment and an investment in an actual institution of binding yourself to another person, yeah, I think it will be wise to think about love and to make sure that you don't have a toxic ass motherfucking relationship. You should want things calm and smooth sailing. It matters. Okay. And so black men don't ever walk around here saying, oh, your status don't matter. What you got don't matter. Your accolades don't matter. It does matter, because if your ass know the stuff you deal with and know how hard it is for you to keep a job, get a job, and even with the skills that you have, it's different. We all know it. We all know it. They be giving you issues at the job. You may have to quit the job because of the bullshit you have to deal with. Then what? You get with a fucking bimbo, and they can't do shit. They ain't got shit. You get with someone like Simone Biles, or just a woman that respects you, and she got assets and accolades and things that she can tap into to help the situation. This is real shit. I'm just talking logistics. And so I just don't understand why he just didn't tell the objective story and say that we both the prize, and say, you know what, I'm cool. We committed. We good. Like, it just had to be this desperation to put the woman beneath the man. I don't get that. Where did y'all learn that from? Where did y'all learn that from? Where's the wisdom in that? Where's the wisdom? I can't do that dysfunction. I'm not about to do it. I can't. I don't believe in being belittled. I can't be with somebody that's gonna downplay me. And I don't feel the need to downplay the nigga I'm with. I just can't. I would never want to be in an intimate relationship with somebody and will feel zero need to, and will feel a need to kind of compete with them or one up them. That's weird. That would feel so weird. Now you might want to impress them. I can see you want to impress your spouse and make them happy and show them things you can do, show them ways you can help them. But I think that Black Americans, they need to understand what it is like to just be love, to be love in a relationship, the male and the female, just be love. What does that look like? Just be love. No resentment, no jealousy, no covetousness, no insecurity. Just be love. Just literally just be love. Think of that. Think of what we talk about, the frequency of love, the frequency of trust, the frequency of contentment, of tranquility, of faith, of compassion. Just be love in your relationships. You ain't gotta, it always gotta be some motherfucking mind games. I can't relate to that. And that's why I always stay to myself, because I've always realized that with men, it's like a mind game thing, and I never could understand that shit. It just always, I'm so sensitive, believe it or not. I know I come off, real fiery as Kylie. Like I could come off like a hothead, very, very fiery, straight shooter. I talk my shit, but I'm very sensitive to energy. I'm just so sensitive to, you know, um, to 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 a relationship, and I haven't had much experience. But if I'm just being very honest, like I just could never relate to someone playing the mind games or wanting to belittle me, or trying to, it's like I just always thought it was crazy. I've always said, oh my gosh, like why are humans doing this? And I've seen women do it too. I'm bisexual. I've dated Black women. I haven't been in a serious relationship with a Black woman in a long time. But just like the little Tinder stuff, you're talking with a Black woman, and I said, "Ooh, wait, Black women took on them same tendencies of Black women weren't always like that. Black women were still kind of in a whimsical." And I'm not saying people need to be naive like me or whimsical, but I know for a fact that I just don't approach shit from a mind game, mind control, mind game shit type of energy, competition. I just never saw. I just don't approach friendships like that. I don't approach business relationships like, I just can't do it. And so I started noticing that Black women were getting like that too. You know, they were doing that too, that mind game stuff, that weird shit. And I said, "Oh, y'all both like that. The Black men's and the Black women's." I said, "Oh my God, what the hell happened?" That player vibe. It's a player game, mind game vibe, a belittling vibe, a pimping vibe, a battle, like a competition. And you niggas can get mad, but somebody need to call it out. You know, it's like this lack of self awareness, this lack of introspection. Like they just don't have it. It's like desperate to feel superior to the person that you with, or desperate to feel superior. I don't know if you niggas just like self esteem in general, and I have self esteem issues, but insecurity and low self esteem are two different things, believe it or not. Somebody with low self esteem can still actually be considerably genius and considerably great in life. Like, say, Michael Jackson had low self esteem. He wasn't insecure though. He was very self assured that motherfucker was the best. He could produce music. That he was a genius musician, but he had low self esteem. Look how he did with his nose on and stuff, and and his surgeries. And he was a beautiful man, but he didn't see it. Same with Nina Simone. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. Nina Simone was kind of insecure and had low self esteem. It's a little bit different. That's not the best example. But having low self esteem and being insecure are two different things. They're very different. And so I don't. You could deal with somebody. You can, believe it or not, you can handle a person with low self esteem, because they may not be insecure. They just may not be aware of how great they are. That person literally may not just be aware of how genius and how great and how gifted they are. And it's a lot of Black Americans that are like that. It's a lot. It's a lot of Black Americans that got low self-esteem, and they don't realize how gifted they actually are, but they're not insecure. Now, if they insecure, that means that they're going to do everything out of ego. They could be self-destructive, that they're going to belittle motherfuckers. And that's when you want to run for the hills. When you start realizing they belittle people. They like to one up, that competition, that mind game shit. That's when you start seeing that insecurity. And if they insecure, run for the motherfucking hills. I'm telling you, because they gonna project that shit on you, and you're gonna have some problems. Whereas a person with a low self esteem, they kind of just naive. They it's still an unawareness of who they are, but they're not in the business of belittling and downplaying other people and jealous. That jealousy. Insecure people are very jealous hearted. And so you want to get away from a motherfucker like that. Seriously. And so I would say for Black Americans, just be love. You ain't gotta throw your monies around and put on airs and, oh, you got this degrees, or you got this house, or you don't have to, like, I'll say this, and I had wrote this 3 years ago, but if there is nothing in the 3D, or we in 5D now, but if there's nothing in the material realm, the objective world, in terms of 5D world, that can give you value, right? There's nothing external outside of yourself that can give you an increase of value objectively, as far as your soul. So then how would you find your value? How do you find your value? How do you define value? And that's something we need to think of. It's a koan. And I made that koan 3 years ago because I really wanted people to think like, just you as yourself is enough. Just your essence. So it's like, why are you looking for outside things to validate you or to feel like it's going to increase your status? And many people in general do that. And it's a brainwashing mechanism. You got the Bushmen over in South Africa that have been living the same way for 60,000 years. Same practices. And they never did fall for the okie doke that the Westerns. They in South Africa. South Africa is very developed. One of the most developed countries in Africa. And they never saw that outside world like, okay, we gonna copy the Westerners. They going to school, they doing this, they got a village, they get a house, they go to get a job. No, them Bushmen said, no, fuck your system. We gonna stay Bushmen, we gonna live off this earth, we gonna do our fishing. They got brilliant hunting techniques, brilliant ways of finding water. Brilliant. Shit go down. You talk about the leave the world behind, and the electricity gonna go down, water gonna go down, food gonna go down. Them Bushmen about to everybody gonna be listening to the Bushmen now. You try to say they primitive and the Bushmen in Africa, they don't know nothing. They still don't even deal with technology. They still don't do them up. Everything go down. Them niggas gonna have their water. They gonna know how to hunt. They get lion. They get every motherfucking thing. They know how to get it all. Food, herbs, healing themselves, all types of shit. And I don't know if you know this about the Bushmen, but they some very spiritual creatures. Very, very spiritual. And they don't use psychedelics to get up and out of that stratosphere. You see them, they'll tell you. I remember some of the scientists were going out there trying to study them, right? You know how they do, the archaeologists, and you gotta study the Bushmen because they know that them niggas was they be tapping into other dimensions. Okay. And them Bushmen, they said, well, they asked the Bushmen, they said, well, how do you get all up there out in astral projection, and how y'all be doing all that remote viewing, and how y'all do that? And he said, we dance. The Bushmen was like, we did. They showing them dancing. They was literally like, all you see was like these Bushmen dancing. They dance for a little bit, connect. They obviously doing a ritual. They in a circle, got the fire going, conjuring up their ancestors. They said we singing to our ancestors. They just were singing to their ancestors. The Bushmen. Next thing you know, them motherfuckers is astral projecting and da. They get the calculation. They be getting mad like shit. They be getting mad knowledge too. And then they come back, they tell the scientists like, this is what we got. This is what our ancestors told us. And they answered, and then it was like, y'all don't got no computers, but y'all know mad motherfucking shit. Like, no, we go out to the stratosphere, we go out in the universe, and we get, that is the computer. We can just communicate. We go with we look in the Akashic records, and we get mad information. That's what they do. That's what the doggone tribe does too. And so, then the white boys say, the next question was with the white scientists, teach me, show me how to do it. And they said, the Bushmen said, our ancestors said no. Our ancestors said no. And and that was the end of that. Right. So I say that to say, like, that's, I like holisticness with the humanity, where they realize there's nothing external outside of themselves that's going to give them value. They could have inculcated in this South African, broader, colonized, Western society, civilized, but no. And I respect that. That don't make them less than men in my eyes. That turn me on. Like, look, shit, I would give me a motherfucking bushman. You know how to hunt, you know how to fish, you know how to build shelter, you know how to protect me from the rain. You know how to astral project, do all types of things. We need information. You know how to find a lot of water. All types of stuff. And these women, they look down on men like that. They say, "Oh, you're not a baller. Oh, you don't got no money." They look down on that. But the brothers want to hold me to task. And, oh, you feminist, you this, you that. Look, look, nigga. I'm one of the ones that had one of the last of the Mohegans of the primordial order that still has some compassion for the male species. Because a lot of my ilk, the goddesses, other goddesses, of the Council of 99. Oh my God. And it ain't all of us, because some of the other there's some other goddesses on the Council of 99 that we just be like, really, really. But you should see how my sisters they treat me and look at me. I remember we were doing our training. Oh man, I think I'm getting a little off topic because I don't think I should be expressing all of that. We were doing our training, just our oracle priestess stuff. And I remember my sister, she literally kept saying, "You're stupid you're stupid. You're stupid. You're stupid." And I'm like, why does she keep? Because she just felt like you're too nice to the men. You're too nice. You're too nice. And she used to say that you're too nice to the men. Because we do learn some codes, and some things about the male species. But for me, I've always been one of the more compassionate ones out of my order. Of the order of Kali. I've always been one of the more compassionate ones. But I have some hitters, man. They say no. They lay the law down. Some of them say this is the judgment. This is divine judgment of what we doing with the I ain't gonna get into it. But yeah. I just can't understand the dysfunction that you niggas get into. I can't, with all this belittling each other, disrespecting each other. And they say, "Oh, you didn't call out what JT did with her dude, or something." JT threw a phone at, was it little Uzi Vert or something? You didn't call that. Yes, I did. I think it's ridiculous. I think your niggas is absolutely insane to be throwing a phone at a fucking award show because some nigga took a picture with somebody, or because somebody talked with another female. Like, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous as hell. Now that's insecurity. You're willing to abuse somebody in public, throw a phone at them because of somebody taking a picture with another woman. I think that's just as ridiculous. I think it's again, with Kiki and her guy thing, they both was in the wrong to me. They both was in the wrong. And then the thing is with the male species is the male species like to do tick for tack. The male species like, you did this to me, I'm gonna do it back. It's like a kid. It's like a kid. What about, and you want to be this male that's an alpha male that runs the relationship, that leads. You want to be a leader. Why are you resorting to a female antic? You disrespect me in public, so I'm going to disrespect you in public. And then it's like the idea of what she even did is still subjective. Like there is no clear cut, her going to this Usher concert or whatever. Me personally, I'm not possessive like that. So I wouldn't see, like, say if I'm just saying, if it was a guy, like say I'm dating a guy and he goes to the concert and say it's Janet Jackson or whoever, Beyonce, they go and dancing on him and singing to him and put their hands on his beard and his face and rub him down. I wouldn't give a fuck. That's just me. I wouldn't care. Like, yeah, at a concert, have some fun. Even if you go to the fucking strip club. What do I care? Like, I just wouldn't give a shit. That I don't know. I just can't. I'm just not possessive like that. I don't understand that. I don't understand like getting all up in airs about Usher singing to Keke Palmer at a concert. It was never that deep. Now she wears this dress with the booty cheeks out. It's a dress, come on. And so what he felt like, okay, I'm with the baby all day. You did that to slight me. You did that to disrespect me. You know, and he has the right to voice that. He has the right to voice that. But then to go on the internet, you a whole mom. You're a whole mom. Come on, that wasn't cool either. And then all the black men were like, oh, well, she did it. She disrespected him in public. How was, like, for one, going to a fucking concert and having some mega star just sing to you, and then she did it. I guess she did a dance and all that. My thing is, women do a lot worse. Well, let me shut up. I'm not gonna do that too much. I ain't gonna tell you all their business. But what if the camera wasn't there? What if the phone? You know, people record everything now. But imagine if they weren't celebrities, right? Imagine if they weren't celebrities and nobody would have give a fuck, and there was no camera there. You really think that your wife or anybody's wife would be, oh no, I can't, and then you stayed at home and you didn't go to the motherfucker, you're not even there, and you're not there. Oh, they're going to be dancing with Usher. They're going to be looking at Usher in his eyes, and then they're gonna come back home to you, and it's just a fantasy. It ain't shit they can do. He ain't checking for them. He do that shit every fucking night. He ain't thinking about damn Kiki Palmer's. Do I think she orchestrated that in advance? As a big hoopla to go viral, and knowing she was gonna break it with that nigga anyway. She wasn't feeling that nigga anyways. They had already, that thing was doomed from the start. They had already been having issues. That was just a big hoopla. You know, she probably had her friend record it, or had ran the story to the publicist herself. Ran the story, not to the publicist, ran the story to the what is it? The media itself. She probably did that herself. That's how the Hollywood peoples be. They want to go viral. They want to get attention. And so we don't never know with Keke Palmer. But I still don't think that what she did was a big deal. I understand that the man felt disrespected. And I do think that if she wanted to salvage that relationship and be with him and commit, then she should have took his point of view into consideration and say, you know what? I ain't gonna do that again. I see what you're saying. You don't want me dressing out like that, going in public and dancing and all that, and doing all that. Hell no, I apologize. I ain't gonna do that to you no more. And they should have kept that shit. The rest of it should have been the end of it. And she should have stuck her foot down and say, you know what? You don't go on the internet and do that no more either. You don't go and put our shit all up in the fucking internet, the business all on the internet. You talk about, oh, it was private. You brought attention to it. You said, oh, you did it in public, so now I'm just. Nobody was paying attention to that bullshit. Nobody give a shit about Usher and him dancing, singing the damn Keke Palmer. Let's be real. That nigga blew that shit up. The light skinned nigga blew that shit up. So let's be real. Had he not said no, nobody would have gave a fuck. It went viral, and his ass got dragged with all the women, black women's, white women's, Latinos women's, Asians women's, dragged his fucking ass, gay men. And y'all always want to clown the women. The women's are being feminist. The women's are doing this. Women and men think differently. We do. We think very differently. We do not see the world the same at all. And anybody that try to tell you, okay, yeah, we the same. Yeah, we may be the same as far as equality and equalness, but we don't think the motherfucking same. Men and women think so differently. And I'm telling you, sometimes I be feeling like you niggas is in a whole nother universe. I'm like, how did you take that from that? How did you take that from that? And then they look at us the same way. Like, how did you interpret that way? We see it all the time. Like, no, I didn't mean it like that. Or what are you talking about? Huh? Like they say women from Venus, men from Mars. I mean, whatever. Because, you know, Mars was originally a sister too. But whatever. It may be some truth in that shit. Because we think too differently. But people was getting all upset about the Keke Palmer and her guy thing. To me, that was a case of both of them being in the wrong. Both of them could have handled that behind in private and really settled that. But let's be real. Niggas told Keke Palmer a year ago before she had that baby that shit wasn't gonna work. People already saw that was a train wreck waiting to happen. I ain't gonna hold you. There was a lot of black women that was like, here we go again. Here we go with the black woman just, you know, not taking relationships serious, not looking at the relationship as an investment, as something that, you know, like that we kind of saw it. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you, but I just don't understand. Again, I'm about to end this, but it always got to be these mind games with in the relationships with black folk, and I just don't understand that shit. And I'm pretty sure I think all of these Americans do that shit. I don't have much experience dating out like, other men outside my race, but I'm pretty sure they be doing this mind game thing too. Gotta run these mind games. Gotta one up. That's that white boy shit. I just don't like how that infiltrated. I don't even say what infiltrate, because a lot of times the black man's been trying to emulate that system for a long time. He's been trying to emulate it. He's been trying to get a foothold on how he's going to enact some sort of his own patriarchy. And I'm telling you, after what you did to them Sibyls and to them oracles, and how you chopped off their breasts, burnt them alive, sex trafficked your queen mothers, I'm telling you, the bounty on the head for that. That's a generational. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's a generational malediction that was put on melanated species. If anybody who was involved in doing it, whether you was in Africa or in the Americas or in the Moors or whatever, it didn't matter. That shit reverberated throughout the universe when y'all did that shit. When y'all hurt them queen mothers like that. And I'm a descendant of them. So I know the pain that they feel. And the Sibyls and oracles, they communicate with me all the time, telling me like, no, that shit really hurt our heart. That shit broke our heart, man. For our sons to do us like that. That shit really fucked us up in the game. And all they way to the being burnt alive, and all they way to getting their breast fucking chopped off, and they still doing this shit over in Africa. Them women cursed whole villages, cursed whole bloodlines, cursed whole race, whole ethnicity, whole landmass on their way out. Because that was not supposed to happen. That was some old other shit. Y'all can get mad and say, we didn't overthrow no queen mothers. We never had a matriarchy. We never had that. Y'all niggas, y'all can play around if y'all want. Keep playing around. It's been 500 years. It's been almost 1,000 years of this shit. And y'all niggas still haven't learned. Still got this double standard. Y'all still want to defend R. Kelly and P. Diddy abuse of women. Anytime a nigga come out, we found out they don't abuse some women, they done did something to some women. Here comes some black man wanting to justify it or wanting to get the black community to overlook it by deflecting to what some white people do. Why everything gotta be looked through the lens of what white people do? They not my masters. They're my infants. These people are, white race is the infant race, and they know that. And it's not coming at them. But they know they're the infant race. I don't see them as my teachers or my masters or nothing like that. Like, I don't know if you niggas are still in like slave mentality or something. Cause I'm like, I don't look at our infrastructures and the things that we can build together, things that we can do together through the lens of what they doing or how they gonna stop us or what they doing to us. And I just don't see that. I just don't give them that type of power over my life. What they doing ain't got shit to do with what our community need to be doing. How our values, our tenets, the way we treat each other, the way we approach one another. No, we don't go for abuse of women. We don't do that shit. I don't care what them white boys is doing. I don't care what they doing to you. The white man go hem us up. You wanted to work in a system. Y'all niggas went in a system. R. Kelly and all them niggas, like y'all sit up there and wanted to play ball with them. And then when the contract is up, or when they okey doke your ass and slam and take back everything, now it's the white man doing this to us. He got us. Oh my gosh. And then you get caught. You gave them the ammunition. You spent all them years. You know what you did. They covered for you. They protected you all them years. But when it's not advantageous for them to protect you or bury or turn a blind eye, they're going to come up with everything you did in that industry, everything you did. They got the evidence, and then they about to railroad your ass and sacrifice your ass. And they do that. Yeah, they do it. But my thing is, if you know that's how they are after hundreds and hundreds of years, why the fuck did you play that game in the first place? Why didn't y'all worry about, once again, building your own infrastructure as men? You wanted to go, and now it's like, oh, they trying to railroad P. Diddy. We know firsthand how P. Diddy did Black Americans. You'll never get me to feel sorry for him. Never. In a billion years, how he did Black men's and Black women's. Shine, Black Rob, Danity Kane, Toto, Notorious, LB Shore, all these niggas, Kim Port. No way. He ain't do J-Lo like that though, but he did all his own people like that. Fucked them all over. Get the fuck out of here. He fucked the mad people over, and it had opportunities to help with our distribution. If you don't control distribution, you don't control shit. So P. Diddy sat up there. wanted to play their game. Whatever they needed him to do, he did it. Whoever they needed him to sacrifice, he did it. Whoever they needed him to control and butt breaking and all types of stuff, he did it. Now she could come home, the roost, contract up, devil mad, devil coming to collect. Now it's, oh, the white man trying to get me to go home. You trying to railroad me? Oh, get the fuck out of here. Because you shouldn't have played that game in the first place. Y'all niggas got all this talent. Y'all niggas got all this wherewithal. Y'all couldn't come together and stay out of their system. Same thing Dame Dash tried to do with Rockefeller. Dame Dash tried to control the distribution. Do the same with Master P. Why y'all niggas couldn't link up and say, fuck them niggas? Fuck what they trying to get us to do. Fuck what they trying to, let's do our own stuff. No matter if this distribution would have been slower, if the money would have been slower. Nah, you thought the white man's ice was colder. You got excited. They threw the deals at you, threw the money at you, and you played ball with them. And now they taking their shit back. Now you realizing, yo, I really don't want to do this shit no more. I really don't even want to fuck with this. I don't want to do that. And then you try to get free. You try to make some moves. You try to buy NBC and try to do this. You try to start your own distribution channel. Then they clabber your ass over the head. Now you want the whole community to come back you, but you done did all this fuck shit throughout the years to the community. You ignored the community, or you abused members of the community. You abused women. No. And that's the thing. And it's not reflective of all black men. And that's another thing, black men. I'm going to talk to you now. You need to stop. Every time somebody do something wrong, it ain't indicative of you. Every time one black man do something wrong, it's not indicative of a whole black man, of the whole black male species. So you got to stop feeling like you got to cover for every other nigga. Stop trying to think like you got to cover for a motherfucker that did dead wrong, did so much dirt, and you feel like you got to cover for them, or else it's going to be a bad reflection on all black men. Why do you feel that way? Is it because it's a stereotype? Do you feel that y'all playing into a stereotype? Like, do you feel like there's some a pattern? Why are you feeling like you got to go out on a limb to defend your brothers that you know who did wrong? I mean, do y'all got some sort of secret thing that we don't know about? Because I'm like, it's clear as day P. Diddy it did some fuck shit. So why are you feeling like you got to, no, they trying to do, but none of you niggas had Kanye West back. That's how I know it's fuckery. Because you didn't protect Kanye West like y'all do trying to do R. Kelly and P. Diddy. Hell no. Nah. It just happens to be the niggas that got a history of abusing motherfuckers that y'all want us to defend. But none of you niggas jumped out the window for Kanye West like that. And Kanye West was the one actually trying to take these niggas to task that put you on them janky ass contracts and slave you to their system. Nah. No. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. And so I'm just saying for you, anytime you see somebody, you know, they getting dragged in the mud or whatever because they did something wrong, they got caught slipping, they did some sexual assault, they got some videotape or something they did. You ain't got to come out and try to get the black community to rally behind niggas that never looked out for us, that don't give a shit about us. It's not gonna work. I damn sure ain't falling for it. Because I see things I see things through a very analytical lens. So I'm going to analyze the situation and be like, why did he play that? Why did he play that game in the first place? And even if you did play that game, why engage in debauchery? Why engage in debauchery? You didn't have to throw them freak offs with those with women and forcing women to do this and trafficking. You didn't have to do all that and fucking over people in contracts and trying to get them to do the forcing all the artists into freak offs in order to get a deal. And you didn't have to do that. So why did you do it? You couldn't just walk a straight line. You couldn't just walk the straight path. No, because you a sadistic motherfucker. So no, I'm not defending that. I'm not defending that because of some white structure and all that. Build your own motherfucking structure then, nigga. I've been trying to help you, nigga. I came up with the Queen Mothership Enterprise Architecture, coming with Trusted Melanism, coming with the Dow systems, Dow military science, all types of shit that I came up, all types of military science that got me on fucking government watch lists and shit. And y'all niggas because I'm a woman. What is it? Like I don't get it. And then you niggas are scrambling over behind the scenes trying to look at it. I've gotten phone calls about my material. And so you guys know it's good, but it's like, oh shit. She thinking way too much about how to really like get free. Like this motherfucker is really thinking of like what we need to do yeah. But and then we all know what I try to do to me. Um, but God. But I would say, yeah, just build your own. If you tired of what they doing, or you feel like you're getting railroaded, or they trying to do this to the black man, build your own motherfucking shit. And if you feel like, okay, you got too much pride where you can't use a woman's framework, is that what it is? Is that shit? These frameworks are already out there. It's so much. Oh, it come from a woman. Y'all still out here running around like chickens with your heads cut off. You don't want to deny your pre-Adamic civilizations, pre-Adamic histories and sciences, and you're gonna continue to get what you're getting. The portals are open, the doors are open, the manifestations of heaven on earth is here. But if you niggas still want to be in that hell hole of consciousness, the hell that you create in consciousness, then that's on you. You want to still be in on dysfunctional ass relationships where the black man want to downplay the black woman want to downplay the black man. Y'all always in a fight. It's always it's got to be a battle. Y'all want to still keep that shit. Y'all keep that shit away from me. Oh no, no, because I can't get with that. And then. Yeah, and I want to show this. This right here, and again, I know you guys may say, "Oh, she trying to come at the brothers," and I ain't coming at the brothers. Actually, let's talk about this first. I'll talk about it. Matter of fact, we'll go with the more the more critical aspect, and then we'll get more into the loving aspect. And so, when we talk to this black man and we tell him that we want to see him at his highest consciousness, this is not what we're talking about. This is not the definition of the black man. So what you know what I mean? So it's like, what is your plan? What are you actually worried about? This is recent. This is somebody from Buffalo that do play for the Buffalo Bills, I believe. No, he played for the Buffalo Bills with the skirts and the schoolgirl outfit. When you tell me, you tell me that the man that he's hemming you up, the white man's hemming you up, he's doing these things to you. Why is you playing in a motherfucking system? And then when they take what they got from you, then you get mad. When we told you, when we were ready to build, it's women that's ready to motherfucking build. It's women that's ready. It's Black American women and men that's ready. But y'all worried about the NFL and wearing skirts and shit. Look at this shit. And look, he got a whole purse. And these are NFL players, football players. Where's the tie at? And skirts, people say it's Scottish, right? Maybe these are Irish Moors. If they Irish Moors and they Celtic, or they being initiated into, the Irish, they could be Irish Moors. We got a lot of Irish blood, sure. But I got a feeling that this is not that. And this damn show ain't about no Irish blood. I don't know what some white man who. This is an athlete. Oh, how could this happen? How much did they pay him to take this picture? Was it even worth it? Now that's some buck breaking. And so, you hear my mouth, you hear me going off, and you might say, "Okay, Kylie, shut up. I'm tired of you saying these things." I don't mean no harm. But at the same time, like, no, I don't want to hear, all this stuff about this white man's doing this to you and da-da-da. But you run to a system every fucking time. He ain't had to take that picture with that white man like that. Did he? No. Somebody gave him some check or something, paid him, and he decided to do that. Let's get a little bit back on topic. Now, Faithful Black Man Association says, "Black man, you deserve a woman who loves, respects, and admires you like Simone Biles. Never settle." Duh. Of course. Like, it's like, this is the thing when we're talking about men and women just living in two different stratospheres. It's like, you completely missed the point. That was never the point. And I do think that I understand where, again, women and men should admire the person that they're with. Like I said earlier, and I got a little graphic or whatever, and it might have been obnoxious, but how are you fucking somebody swapping DNA through spit, licking ass juices, cum juices, eating pussy, sucking dick, and you don't admire the other person. Like, I don't see how you can have sex with somebody, but you don't admire that person that you fucking, let alone marry. Don't you gotta? I mean, unless it's just a fuck fest and it's just some, some sex or whatever. But I'm talking about if you in a serious ass relationship, about to get married, common law marriage, whatever, or you already married. How do you not admire the person that you with? How do you not? How do y'all not admire one another? How do you not work to, like, I don't get it. How do you not have compassion for that person? How do you not want to take on that characteristics? The only reason why you getting in the bed with them and swapping cum juices is because you're going to take in their essence. You're going to take in their energy. And you want to. There's something about that person that you want to inculcate within your essence. That person may be very productive, may be very driven, very compassionate, very kind, very nurturing. They're a go-getter, got a lot of motivation, they got whatever. And you see that and you wanted that a part of you, and you go and swap that energy. And it got to be a reciprocal situation. It has to be reciprocal. How could it not be reciprocal? And so I just don't understand, when whether it's the woman or the male or the man wanting to downplay one another, the mind games, the mind control games. I got to put you under beneath you. You got to submit. And it's domination. It's domination. I just can never understand that. I'll never get that shit. I just find it abhorrent. Then they say, y'all women, y'all want everybody to be like a Russell Simmons. Everybody in there gonna simp like Russell Simmons. And my thing is, it's not about Russell. What's wrong with Russell Simmons, for one? And then they say, well, it's not realistic because it's a rare situation. Not every man is like that. Not every man's gonna take care of another kid. And for one, let's get off of the other kid stuff. Let's stop bringing the single mother stuff into this, because we all know Sierra is a talented woman, artist, and so that situation is rare in that sense. But why is it cool to kind of act like you gotta, put women in their place in these relationships, like this degradation? What's wrong with being a family man? What's actually wrong with loving your woman and your woman loving you? What's wrong with lifting one another up? What's wrong with being loved? Just be loved. Now, a lot of the black men say they don't want to take care of another man's child. That's a part of the standard that you have. Can't nobody argue with you about that. There's some men that don't mind. There's some men where the woman brings some things to the table, and she got some assets and some accolades, that he'll overlook her having that child because he sees the other things and qualities in her that he likes. That the child is an asset too. A lot of children got gifts on them. I met some children, man. They master manifestors. I remember one kid. I don't have kids at all, but I remember one kid in my family, man, master manifestor and master healer at the age of 4 or 5. We go pull his ass. You get a cramp, your leg hurt. You go, can you heal the leg? That kid, I'm telling you, there's some very special children out here. And so some of the black men, they'll see, okay, you got a special kid and you got some things to bring to the table. And so they'll take on that kid. And actually, that kid that I'm talking about, there was a random black man that took on a fatherly role for that boy. And he loved on him. Played basketball together, pick him up from school, drop him off, pick him up from school. And that wasn't his kid. And he used to say, you call me father, you call me dad. And believe it or not, when him and the mother broke up, his biological mother, mind you, and you know that the kid wanted to live with him instead of his own biological mother. Now, he was kind of guilt tripped into, not doing that. But for a while, like he literally decided to stay with the father. He was that, he couldn't see him, even though that wasn't his real dad. And even though there was, he did do his mom dirty, it was just that attachment. And so I'm saying, like, you can't judge the black men that do want to take care of another man's kids, and you can't really judge the ones that say you can't shame, you can't, but I know for experience that some of these kids out here, the reason why some of these men do decide to adopt a kid, a black kid, or say that you can call me dad, is because the kid and the mother bring something very enriching to the man's life. I'm telling you, that kid, man, was a master manifester. No lie. We walked down the street, right? And the kid, he didn't have a bike. He said, I want a bike. Gotta have that bike. I want a bike. Do you know that some random ass, like literally, as we walk, and it's not like the black man hurt him or anything. We literally walked to another block, right? and some black man comes out and says, "Hey, I got a bike for you. It's a new bike. It's never been. My grandson is such and such. He moved and he couldn't take it with him. It was something like that. And like literally, the dude said, "Come to the. I'm going to the garage. I'm gonna bring it out for you." That black he literally brought out a brand new motherfucking bike. Like literally, the kid was like, "I want a bike." And then in less than 10 minutes later, dude, because I got a bike for you. And no lie, I'm telling you. And then I'm just giving you some stories, but like then I remember one time we was at the Old Country Buffet, and he wanted to go to Five and Below. He's like, I want to go to Five and Below, and honestly, he has to go to Five and Below. He wants to get toys, whatever. And we're like, no, we don't gotta, it wasn't in the budget. Again, this is not my kid. This is somebody in my family's kid, but we would be like, no, it's not in the budget, whatever. No lie. Some random old ass white woman that just walked into the Old Country Buffet. She looks at him and says, You're just such a marvelous boy. You got such a marvelous spirit. Here's some money. Here goes some money. Here, I want to give you some money. And she actually said, "It's okay if I give him some money?" And we said, "Yeah, shit, hell yeah." She gave him that money, and we went to Five and Below, and he spent that money. Okay, I got so many stories for days with this how gifted this kid was. I used to like, I ain't gonna hold you. I used to go get him, say we're gonna pray for Auntie, we're gonna pray for you, and we gonna manifest this. We used to do little rituals together, and every time it always worked. It always used to go through like bloop, bloop, bloop. And I used to ask him. I said, I wasn't just like you gonna do this, Not it wasn't a forcing, but I used to ask him. I said, you know what, we gonna do this together. And is it okay with that? He said, yes, Auntie. We had our little sage, our little feathers and shit. And but he was a very, very, very powerful manifester. Then they had a little raffle for all the kids and the students for a TV. Nice little big ass flat screen TV. All the kids in the school. And Windermere. You guys know Windermere. That's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kids. And he says, he getting ready. It's a raffle for the TV. He getting ready for school. I'm going to get that TV. I'm getting that TV. I mean, it's a raffle tickets. Everybody gets, whatever. Everybody said they going to win it. That motherfucker came home with that TV. It's a raffle, the big ass raffle. You go and look, get somebody's name. They said his name. And he's like, once I started realizing the pattern, I put him to the side. I wanted to get into his little kid mind. I said, tell me, what are you thinking? Like, what are your emotions? Like, what are you feeling like when you say these things? Like, what is the feeling? And he said, I just know. He said, he just said, I have no doubt in my mind that I'm going to get it and that I'm going to be able to do it. I'm going to get it. Then I go to Fantasy Island. Fantasy Island, you guys, I don't know if you guys remember Fantasy Island. It's a theme park or whatever. And they go, how you go to the games. They got the games, and you got to win the biggest prize. You got all these different prizes, whatever. Nobody wins like the big ass stuffed animal, like the big honcho thing. And it's like the games with the little fishies that go around, and you gotta, try to pick the right one. You know how you pick the top off of the fish, and if it's the jackpot or whatever, it's something like that. And he tells the guy that's overseeing the game, he says, I'm gonna get the grand prize up there. You pointing at this the biggest stuffed animal they got. And the guy said, nobody gets it. He said, I'm gonna get it on the first try. He said, dude just was like, well, wishful thinking. That type of energy. Wishful thinking. Literally on the first try, the kid gets the grand prize of that big ass stuffed animal. No lie. And the guy said, I don't know how you did that. He even said, I don't know how you did that. And I don't know, that never happened before. That never happens. And it was a white boy. And he walked away with that big ass stuffed animal. And I just was like, I started seeing that pattern on him. And I said, that's a very fucking special kid. And so when the black man came into his life, when his mother finally got with, a black guy, and how he just was like, I want to adopt that kid. I love that kid. Like he treated him as his own. He never touch him or do nothing harmful to him or whoop him or nothing. Like he treated him as his own. Like I'm picking you up from school and dropping you off every day. That type thing. I'm taking you out to the restaurant. It's your birthday. We going to the movies on your birthday, and I'm taking you out to go shopping and buy. We going on a shopping spree. He did that shit for this kid. He did that shit with his own money. And so I can only think that, again, he saw those gifts on that kid. He saw it. I saw it. I saw mad gifts on that motherfucker. Very special kid. Very, very powerful spiritually. And so, I used to always kind of like get nervous because I didn't want, other people to try to take advantage of that, because they try to get them into that modeling and into the modeling and I remember they had like, he went to like some casting call for a model. I said, oh no, I don't think I want him in that. But and again, this is a family member of mine that I'm related to, but it's not my son. But the point is, like, a lot of times, you want to judge these black men for stepping up, and they don't have to, but a lot of times it could be for other reasons. It could be for other reasons that they feel that they benefit and enrich and are enriched by. But in the event, like they say, not everybody is a Russell Simmons. Not Russell Simmons. Oh gosh, what's the guy name? Sierra's husband, Russell Wilson. Not everybody's a Russell Wilson. Y'all women need to wake up, and everybody want to take care of you and your kid. Well, not every black woman have kids. I don't have kids, and I don't damn near really don't even want kids. But it's like, it's not even about somebody taking care of our kids. Like, there's a lot of black women that don't have kids at all. What are y'all talking about? But we still appreciate Russell Wilson being kind. And then you say, oh, you think every nigga's gonna be romantic with y'all? Nobody wants to be romantic. What's wrong with romance? What's wrong with romance? What's wrong with being a family man? What's wrong with two motherfuckers being square as hell and loving on one another? I don't see the problem. I don't see it. I just don't see what's the issue. Why it gotta be some pimp hoe type of situation? It gotta be transactional. It gotta be you and simp, you a trick. You a bird, you a chicken head, you a single mother, you're a mammy. All of this degrading energy that I just can't, that the black peoples do. They say these things about each other to degrade one another, to feel superior to one another, and I just find it odd. And I ain't gonna hold you, like, I never called nobody simp or trick or but there are times where I probably maybe in the past I participated in that. I'm not sure. I don't consciously, within the last 5 years, I could say that no, I haven't been on it. I haven't approached a relationship like, you gotta be beneath me, you gotta simp, you gotta trick, it's a mind game. I just can't relate to that. I can't understand it. I can't. And maybe that's my naivete. I'm very naive, and a lot of times I've had friends tell me, like, a lot of men, when they first approach, they think that you're extremely naive and you don't know much. They can tell you don't have much experience, and they know. But as far as like tenets and values and understanding of what feels good, again, we may not have the characteristics of love or even how to even properly love, but that love ain't belittling somebody. That love ain't not degrading somebody. And so I don't allow that. I'm like, nah, you got to get away from me with that energy, because I don't believe in letting some man degrade me. And I don't believe in degrading a man. I can't approach a relationship in a battle type of sense. We got to one up each other in a fucking relationship. That's weird as hell. And so, they may say, okay, she's naive, she don't have much experience. But by wisdom and just common sense and even self-worth, as I can't allow some nigga to drag me down to a damn mug, give me the Mr. Seeley treatment. You ain't bringing that Mr. Seeley shit over here. No way. You're going right out that door. You come to me with respect, and I'm going to respect you. I don't feel a need to disrespect some man I'm with. You gotta be beneath me and all that. No, I can't relate to that. Just be love. And when that limerence stage is ended, when that infatuation stage has ended, what assets and accolades and characteristics and values do that person bring that's going to sustain y'all long term? That's going to help the commitment aspect, and that's something that you actually want to invest in. Okay, and so I would say for anybody that's approaching a relationship through the lens of domination, through the lens of belittling, mind games, degrading, wanting to be superior, ego, whether that's the black woman or the black man, y'all in for a rude awakening. And particularly black men, if you play obtuse as to what we're saying, your ass keep getting dragged on the internet because you're not self-reflective and not seeing things from the perspective of being love. It's the ego. The ego gotta go. And that tick for tat stuff that black people do, that black men and black women do, got to be a tick for tat. You do this, I'm gonna do that. You do this to me, I'm gonna do this to you. You hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you. And it's like, why hurt at all? Why hurt one another in the first place? I understand people make mistakes, and you getting to know a person, you may cross a boundary, and you have to make that right. You have to apologize. You know, if you do something a person don't like, and you make them feel a type of way, there's ways to come back from that. But if it's a red flag, that's different. If it's a deal breaker, don't settle as far as the deal breaking. But it's you have to have that compassion for one another. If you love that person, and forgiveness is a part of that compassion. Again, if they violate on levels that's a deal breaker, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about just take disrespect and just let somebody. But accidents happen, mistakes happen, and especially when you get in the know people stage. And so with Jonathan Owens and Simone Biles, they should be looking at each other like they both the motherfucking prize. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, she likes him, and she thinks he's handsome, and he got 1.6 mil contract. She got a little bit more, whatever. And he's treating her good, but he should not be downplaying her. He should not downplay her at all. And he needs to, just the way she feels about him and wants to see him, as her man and happy to have him. He needs to be happy to have her. I didn't hear him saying anything where he was happy to have her. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. And so that's all I gotta say about the situation. No more disrespect to the divine feminine. We're in the age of the great mother. The great mother is back. The great mother is literally came back in the flesh, man. And it's something else. And some of you black men, y'all know, because a lot of the black men that's in the brotherhood, that's in like the astral projection, and they be into these spiritual stuff. They know it at the time what time it is. They know. They're like, oh, it's this stuff that you got these black women all on the internet talking about the age of the divine feminine and the great mother and primordial mothers and oracles and symbols. There's a bunch of black women running around talking about sacred sexuality and the divine masculine, divine feminine, and they thought we just had lost our mind. And the queen mothership. I know them black men was like, oh my gosh, what are these ladies talking about? They losing it. And I know for a fact that they have found out that the great mother is really down on planet Earth in this bitch. She really back. She really back. And the black men, they go in the astral realm and they be talking about, we be talking and they talk, they say, oh, I ain't even gonna tell you what one of them said to me. I ain't even gonna go there. It was so obnoxious. They could be so obnoxious. It wasn't like they were trying to be disrespectful, but it was just something that was just on their mind. But you read in each other's mind because you telepathic, and they try to say something in their head, but then you still could hear it, and they're like, "Oh shit, you heard that." And I heard what they were saying, what they were saying about me, because I'm not the only oracle, the only goddess that done touch down on this bitch. It's a bunch of us. It's a bunch of black women's of the divine feminine realm, the chaos intelligence realm that have touched down, and we're ready to bring in this queen mothership. Y'all could get upset. Y'all could whine all the way to the bank and cry. What you gonna do? It's a lovely time. It's a beautiful time. We ain't trying to abuse nobody. We ain't trying to emasculate nobody. We ain't trying to dominate nobody. We just want peace on earth. We want peace. We want Mother Gaia, Mother Tiamat, Mama Tiamat to be all right. And she's cleansing herself. And it is going to be, it is going to be some turbulence. There's going to be some turbulence, sure. Because it's a lot of psychopaths around. It's a lot of psychopathic men on this planet. And so they're like, no, we don't care about Tiamat. We don't care about Kalimat. We don't care about none of that shit y'all talking about. And these motherfuckers is literally on this planet walking in the flesh. And it's men still trying to, they try to band together. Hundreds of them try to band together and take some of these women out. Literally. I've seen it. I'm telling you for a fact. They try to band together with their little brotherhood, little cults. And they go and they do all their little rituals and summon up all their little Goetia demons and stuff to go kill some of these powerful ass black women's. And don't shit be happening to them. And the men's are kind of like, Oh, no, this is real. This ain't no shit we thought we used to do for hundreds of years, where they pop up, these oracles resurrect or they reincarnate, and we already know they coming in this bitch, and we able to just send their ass back on the other line and go send them to another dimension. They'd realize in 2023 they can't do that shit no more. I'm telling you, I know for a fact that hundreds of them, and then some of the black men said no. Some of the black men know what time it is, and they are vehemently against what some of those organizations would try to do to some of those oracles that came down here. Some of the, and they have been at the forefront in the defense in the spiritual realm. I've seen it. They've been in defense in the spiritual realm, you know, as well as, of course, the black woman. The black woman ain't no joke, man. Black woman ain't no joke. I just seen the black women's had a meeting last night. Some of the most powerful, actually not some of the most powerful black women's, because it was another group of some black women that's really hurt by what's going on, and they went and they had a meeting. And I don't know why I was invited to the meeting, because I didn't have that level of power that they had as far as in this realm, like the physical realm. Like, these motherfuckers can make moves, they can make phone calls, and they could do some damage, or do some good. And it was those type of black women. And I was there, and I was just watching it, and the girl was crying. She was like, "Yo, this is what they doing to us." And it was a very famous person. I'm not gonna get a name of the person. Was a very famous black woman. She said this is what's been happening, and she gave some numbers. She was showing me some charts and stuff, and I was just like, wow. And then there was the other black woman she was talking to, the other powerful black woman in the meeting. They were like, you know what? We're gonna look into this, and we're gonna help y'all out. We're gonna help y'all out. Don't worry, we're gonna help y'all out. You gave this to us, and we see the numbers, and we see it, and and it wasn't the women they weren't in different industries. They were in different industries. So, and then some of them they have husbands that run shit. They had very, very, very powerful husbands, and some of them are so low key. They're very, very low key, but they got very powerful husbands. And so those women were in the meeting too. And then it was obviously the very powerful spiritualists that may not have much physical realm, but they are trillionaires spiritually. And so we were in that meeting as well. And I was just like, I remember I just felt a bunch of power. I just felt like a bunch of power. I said, damn, these women is no joke. Okay. And so some of these black men, they know what time it is. Like, some of them, they come and give me codes all the time. I know for a fact that that's why a lot of a lot of slack that I get for, and I'm not male identified, but a lot of my my choice to not separate men and women, that came from literally my experiences firsthand, with knowing how, when I was going through the shit I was going through and how I got out of that, I know who did it. I know who pulled some of the strings, and I know who was there. And you can't just make that shit up. You can't just make, because I'm telling you, like, the shit I was going through, it's like, whoa, like, the motherfuckers came for me. And I do know that it was other men and other women that had my back through all of that. They had my back through all of that I was going through. And so it kind of opened my mind in a sense, where it's like, I just made my decision is to address the divine masculine and divine feminine as not as one, because they're not the same, but as far as like trying to pin them against, like, to get them fighting, no, that's not my ministry. I don't want men and women to be fighting in this day and age. I do think that if they can't arise to the occasion, that will be very evident. And so in that point, you're just creating a silos of consciousness. You're literally separating the chaff from the, from the wheat. Like, you literally are just moving. And like, if you got dysfunctional ass motherfuckers that can't get it together, they want to fight and be at each other's throat, I don't need to save them. I don't need to waste my energy on them. You go with the people that actually want to work together, the people that actually got some sense. Even if it's 1 or 2, 5, 10, 20, 100 people. Shit, you can't save the world. And motherfuckers want to sit up there and fight and argue and be dysfunctional. Do the baby and baby and JoJo? What was it? Baby boy, JoJo, that type of relationship stuff, all that dysfunction, and they gotta pick on each other and degrade one. Not that y'all had that. Knock yourself out. I won't be doing it. You won't be around me. You won't be in my aura. You won't be in my vortex. In my vortex, we don't do that. In my IPU, we don't do that. I don't do all that dysfunctional shit. Y'all niggas want to sit up there and be all on the internet, dragging each other to filth, dragging each other. Y'all do that. Because my vortex, we ain't. My IPU, we just don't allow it. A dysfunctional nigga can't break through, can't get in my aura. Dysfunctional black woman that want to come with some psychotic shit, some psychopath black woman or black man, they ain't coming near me. They're not coming in it. The moment we get wind of it, you got to get shut down. You got to get removed. Because we are creating, through consciousness, a certain set of resonance. And our silos is one that's built on balance, peace, love, justice, enlightenment, intelligence, innovation. That's what it's built on. So if you're not with that, you're not on my residence. You gotta motherfucking go. You gotta go. Male or female, regardless of race, regardless of species. It's as simple as that. So I said what I had to say. I think I covered what I don't beat a dead horse. I don't beat a dead horse. So I'm gonna get off of here. Yeah, let me stop sharing. I didn't know I was still sharing this. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.